Hello there everyone, Sam Laterna here with Open Swim, the Frogsport edition. Now tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on IWTV, we are going to be premiering Frogsport, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and of course, the finals. If you've been living under a rock, you missed our opening session rounds on the IWTV Facebook page, which are all available to watch. Some of note include Calix versus Janai Kai, Boomer Hatfield versus Yoya, and of course, Molly McCoy versus Jordan Blade. So go check those out in your spare time. Now, just a reminder before the show, we are going to have a couple of tadpole matches, a tadpole's honor match for the first time, and also a very, very special interview with Matt Makowski, who was summoned to Frogsport in a very suspicious manner. So we're going to break all of that down. But let's get into our sponsors because we love them. You guys provide wrestling for us and the fans. So first things first, our overall show sponsor, Brotherly Love Wrestling at 215 Wrestling. Thank you so much for the support. Please follow them on social media. Also, Daryl Apparel for sponsoring Abby Jane. My personal favorites at the Bob Culture Podcast. You can follow him on @BobCulturePod and the Tornado Tag Podcast @Tornado Tag Pod on Twitter. And lastly, Bald Monkeys Wrestling Podcast @Bald Monkeys. Thank you so much, guys. Like I said, we couldn't do this without you. But let's get started because we got to keep it rolling. Opening ceremony is upon us.
Can't believe you're all here. Did you guys get a scroll?
Yeah. Yes!
Did you guys get attacked by ninjas?
Not that part.
Why was the only one attacked by ninjas? Well, either way, welcome to Frogsport. There were some things on the scroll I needed to tell you guys. The first rule of Frogsport is...
You don't talk about Frogsport. Big!
No, actually, this is going to be on IWTV April 25th. We need to talk about it, okay?
Getting my line excited here.
All right, it's now time for the ceremonial eating of the fly.
Eat of the what? Huh?
It was on the scroll. I don't know.
Eat of I'm not eating flies!
Yeah, right.
Yummy! That's gross! What's wrong with that guy?
All right, listen. The scroll mentions some rules. Matches can end by KO, submission, or referee stoppage. And there's no holds barred. There was a Frogsport code of conduct. It mentioned honorable fighters wouldn't eye gouge, fish hook, grab the clavicle, low blows, none of that stuff. Guys, remember, there can only be one top frog. Let Frogsport begin.
What an opening ceremony that was. It really builds anticipation for the night to come. And as you know, all of these competitors have already gotten through the opening rounds, and now they move on to the quarterfinals. Everyone bringing their own unique fighting style. Janai Kai with a background in Taekwondo and multiple other disciplines. Matt Makowski with his many, many years of both training people in MMA and fighting MMA. And of course, everyone has that ace up their sleeve, which is pro wrestling experience at the end of the day. But now it's time for our very first tadpole match. And it's gonna be Miles Millennium versus Common MK. And I'm gonna pass it over to Phil Stamper and Sam Fritz, who will be on commentary for this match.
Common MK is bringing all the power of One for All and all the tradition and technique of 72 transformations to bring the fight against evil here to Frogsport. Come on, evil, I'm ready. Shut up.
I'm Miles Millennium,
And you already know, okay?
You already know! I don't need to tout this man's accolades. You ever heard of Cody Broomall? Absolutely not, because this man beat him, okay, to earn a silver medal, alright? He's trained in Goon Fu. He's the top goon. He is the Dave Franco of Camp Leapfrog, and he's gonna smash our opponent right now.
Get on your feet, dog. You want one?
You want one?
I'll sock you.
I'll give you two right here. Bam, bam.
Maximum effort!
In this corner, standing at 5 feet 6.5 inches tall.
Tall boy.
Weighing in at 165 pounds.
Heavy boy.
From the coldest place on earth.
That's right.
Handsome Miles Millennium.
It's Miles, man!
He's so handsome. You're hot as hell. Handsome. Dave Franco. Dave Franco.
And to my right, standing in at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 11 stones, fighting out of the land of legends, your friendly neighborhood indie wrestler, Common MK.
All for one. Didn't All for One die? I'm pretty sure All for One died. You ready? I read that book. Wait!
Well, action about to get underway with this Frogsport opening session alternate bout. My name is Phil Stamper, here today with Sam Fritz. We're ready for so much action. The action that you can see more of tonight on IWTV with all of Frogsport starting at 8 p.m. Of course, we want to thank our great sponsor here today, the Bald Monkey Wrestling Podcast. I'm ready for so much action, and you can catch it too, especially if you watch our trial or use our trial code, Leapfrog.
This is some of my favorite wrestling to see right here, is that gritty, mat-based, pound-for-pound type of wrestling.
I mean, absolutely. Common MK, you know, a little bit unpredictable, that the Lave, the one for all, the 72 transformations, but against somebody who has an accomplished amateur wrestling, freestyle wrestling background, like Miles Millennium, but also the champion of Goon Fu.
Well, you know, unpredictability goes both ways here, as Miles does have Big Dust with him there at ringside. We already saw Big Dust try and reach for MK's ankle once and throw him off of his game. Clearly not working in the opening stages of this match, as MK has control of Miles.
Trying to keep down that wrist, try to keep that grounded. Miles, you see, trying to move position, but Common doing a good job of keeping on top. Miles, though, finally able to get side control now.
Yeah, and that's that wrestling background coming through. You know, reversals are huge grabs in Greco-Roman wrestling, freestyle wrestling, so that's going to translate into something like this.
Miles looks like he got overextended with that waist lock, but now looks like Common got free. Going for, looks like a label lock there. Really using his calf against the shoulder of Miles. Miles able to roll through.
And you saw Common focusing on the wrist and trying to twist the wrist and apply some pressure there when he should have been applying pressure with his legs to try and restrict the rotator cuff of Miles Millennium.
Miles was going for that ball and chain to try to get his position, got kicked in the face, now met with a knee to the face.
Makes
Common
up for it there. That knee was a blast to the face.
Can Common capitalize? You hear Dustin screaming in the background. Oh, but he might have right here. Miles now going for a Jujigatami, that side armbar.
Common has to keep those hands clasped.
Common able to maneuver out, going right for a rear naked choke. Amazing reversal, but he's riding a little high. You see him. You see Miles now trying to shake him off, and he does. His legs hooked in, body scissor. You see him try to break the grip that Common has of his own hand right now, trying to take control of that arm. Oh, baseball bat. Oh, trying to dig some more punishment. And the obliques. Oh, baseball bat. Cycle. Oh, beautiful twister. Got the tap. Miles Millennium, your winner.
That was pure wrestling science right there. Miles with elbows to the shoulder blade, to his side right there, and then stretching across the other side. Both angles of MK were hurting as he tapped out there.
Well, Miles won this alternate bout. Will he have an opportunity? If there's an opening tonight at Frogsport, tonight, 8 p.m. on IWTV, watch for free by signing up with the trial code Leapfrog, free for 5 days. We'll see you tonight for Frogsport.
one tadpole match down, many more surprises to come throughout the evening. And something that has been a surprise, I'd say, for Matt Makowski has certainly been Abby, Jane, and Abs behind the scenes. It's hard to explain. Let's just watch this video to get a feel for the newly developed dynamic between Matt, Abby, and her trusted partner, Abs.
Look, Abs, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I watched Bloodsport once, but like, I don't know if I can like actually.
Whoa, Abby, listen to me. I got abs, all right? I could show you the ways of Kung Fu. Just stand there and watch a master do his work.
Okay.
So you want to learn Kung Fu, Abby? Well, you gotta do this. You gotta be able to do this. All right, Abby. Flexibility is key. All right, Abby. I'm here to demonstrate to you how to grapple. Now, only I can find someone to help me Phil Stamper, how are you? Hey, listen, I'm gonna shoot on you. Like hell you are. No! Hey! See, Abby, I'm wearing him down. I got right where I want him.
Abby, what are you doing?
The shadow boxing, I think.
Who showed you that?
Abs.
Abs?
Abs, yeah.
Oh boy. Look, I know you got invited here, but I don't want to see you get hurt, all right? Mind if I help you a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, all right, look. Tight fists, hands up, protect your face at all times, okay? Give me a jab.
Yeah.
Good, get it right back to your head, step into it.
Yeah.
Good, give me a cross.
Yeah.
Nice, right back to your head.
Yeah.
Good, try a kick. Good, yeah, straighten your leg out, turn those hips over. Nice, good.
I want the Camp Leapfrog shirt. Come on, man.
I want the sweet
I don't
Camp
have
Leapfrog
one.
shirt.
I don't have one.
It's so cool.
But I come on.
It's a pun. It's a pun.
I know.
But I'm a camp.
You have a hat.
You have a hat.
Yeah, but I want the shirt.
Hello!
Hi.
What is this?
This is our Camp Leapfrog shirt.
Yeah! Hot damn! This is the biggest shirt I've ever seen in my whole life! My goodness! This is so big, it belongs on my arm! And you can put it on your torso at shopiwtv.com! Big!
Remember, guys, you can go on the IWTV shop and purchase all of your Camp Leapfrog and Frogsport apparel. Now, I don't have my shirt on right now, but I'd say I am in green theme, and I expect y'all to be. Show us on Twitter, send us pics of your merch. We love to see it. Now, it's time for Match 2, which will pit Eel O'Neill versus a debuting Athran Amada. I'm going to pass it over to Cheeseburger and Ryan Nova for commentary.
In this corner, from the Comatorium in Agadez, Athran Amada. And to my right, hailing from the DMV, he is Eel O'Neill, and this is your African-American horror story. Yeah! Kick his ass, Eel! Feed him up. All right, gentlemen. Following the tadpole on his back. You have a limit of 2 rope breaks to use. Yes. All right, if there's any closed fist strikes to the face, first, you'll be issued a warning. Yes. The second will cost you a rope break. Sure. The third, at that point, cost you all your rope breaks, would be a disqualification. 10 count on the floor, keep it in the ring, keep it clean. Understood? Yeah. All right, we already shook hands. Head back to the corners, of course.
Get him, Neil. Get him, Neil. Come on, Neil. Teach him.
What's going on, campers, and welcome back to Open Swim. Here we are to bring you some more hot action, sponsored by our friends at the Bob Culture Podcast. You can follow them on the socials at Bob Culture Pod. Yes, it's me, the one, the only Ryan Nova. You know me, you love me, you can't live without me. And here to call the action with me here today is my good friend, the world-famous Good Burger. What's going on, buddy?
World famous CB back here on the call with Ryan Nova, and we have a tadpole honors rules. Hot, heavy action here. Starting off really quick with Arthur Namato versus Kilo O'Neill.
Perhaps starting off a little bit too quick there. Athron obviously going for that springboard Alita and just couldn't get it, lost his footing, but got right back into it with the Casadora arm drag.
Spins out, flying mare to Kilo O'Neill. Arthur Namato showing off that lucha background he has.
Absolutely, but look at that. Beautiful takedown and transition into the ankle lock by Elo O'Neill.
Oh, beautiful takedown by Elo O'Neill. Arthur Namato burns his first rope break very fast, actually. Very surprising there.
Something that's very important to point out there, CB, because Athron Amata just used up his first rope break, and you know you only get 2 in this match, so I don't know what he was thinking about, but maybe he was trying to salvage that leg.
You only get 2. You only get 2, everyone, and then after that, pins and submissions in the ropes are legal. No close fists allowed, however. Absolutely. Strong lock up there. Both been making waves on the independent scene. Fantastic competitors here. A bit of a striker versus a pure wrestler match.
Yeah, and you mentioned that. Athron Amata, obviously, campers, you may know him as the former Xavier Faraday. Doesn't necessarily consider himself to be a pure wrestler, opts for more of the high-impact, high-strike-oriented offense, but he's obviously not one to back down from a challenge like here in this Tadpole Rules match.
Yeah, Elo O'Neill considers himself one of the best pure wrestlers on the scene, a student of Jonathan Gresham as well.
Very impressive, and you can obviously see some of the influence of Jonathan Gresham in the way that Elo O'Neill carries himself in the ring.
O'Neill looks like he's focused on that arm, but he might be using that arm just to get back to that leg from earlier. Oh, double wrist lock right there. Arthur Namato needs to get out of that very fast.
It looks like he has almost full torque on that double wrist lock, but opted to instead go for the Irish whip. And now look, going for I thought a backslide, but no, more of a gory special.
Yeah, backed up. Spins him out to the headbutt from the gory special. I've never seen that before.
Huge headbutt. And I question why are we able to headbutt people but not punch them in the face? That's kind of a weird rule.
Nova just call the action, and Elo O'Neill with some great action right now with the transition to the crossface.
And I wonder if is Athron Amata, I mean, is he thinking about using, yeah, and he does. He uses that second rope break.
Oh, that is dangerous. That is dangerous. Obvious frustration by Amata here. Uses second rope break only a few minutes into the match.
And remind us for the campers watching at home, Burger, what does that mean? What does that mean? He just used the second rope break. Tell us what that means.
Pins and submissions are now legal for Elo O'Neill here. So,
absolutely.
None of these fancy submissions, Arthur Namato will not be able to break them with the rope, so he opts for striking.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? What a tactic by Elo O'Neill.
Move there.
Stomp right on the foot. But look at Athron Amata, and he forces him to make a rope break. He just forced Elo O'Neill to use his first rope break. Amazing ring prowess by Athron.
These are the type of moves Athron Amata needs to do to get back on the board. He needs to get Elo O'Neill to burn some rope breaks. Nursing that leg a little bit, though.
Nursing that leg, but the referee's going to let that call stand. And Elo O'Neill, smart, just going right back, just hammering, smashing his knee just into the mat.
Oh, punching that leg. Arthur Amata screaming in pain right now. Oh, man, Elo O'Neill, he has his sights focused on that ankle.
Athron needs to do something quick here. I think he needs to use some of those strikes, use some of that high-impact offense to try and get out of these holds.
Elo O'Neill trying to slow down that strike, and without that, when the legs hurt, you can't generate the same amount of power you normally would when your legs are healthy. You need that leg power, that snap in the hips, that leg drive to really make those forearms and those kicks really have some impact.
As we know, Athron Amata usually relies on his speed to kind of carry him through a match and to kind of get an advantage on his opponents. But right now, he's just been grounded by Elo O'Neill. Look at that double, looks like almost a figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah, the figure 4 variation here, right? Elo O'Neill, he's coming up with some unique submission holds today.
Absolutely. There you can see the influence of Jonathan Gresham on Elo O'Neill's offense.
Arthur and Armada, he's trying to counter that on Elo O'Neill, but he can't use the rope to escape this. Like he has no rope breaks. He needs to find a counter.
And at first I thought that Atheron was trying to maybe reverse the pressure on Elo O'Neill, and it looks like that's what just happened because Elo O'Neill had to use his second rope break. So smart by Atheron Armada.
Oh, both competitors still connected. Roll
to the floor, to the floor, and that didn't. You have to think that did not do well for Atheron Armada's injured leg.
The legs are tied up, falling right into that hard floor, the campground, as you call it.
Elo O'Neill chop block right to the back of the knee. Elo O'Neill smart, staying on him, and it looks like he's going to come to Big Dust for a little bit of guidance here.
Yeah, Big Dust giving a little pep talk there. We haven't seen Big Dust interfere in this match at all, but you got to keep in mind that Big Dust is always a threat on the outside.
He is a threat, but I think maybe the reason he hasn't interfered is because maybe he feels he doesn't need to, because he thinks that Elo O'Neill is in full control, and it's hard to argue with him.
Yeah, Elo O'Neill is taking his time. He is really taking his time. He is in full control right now, just picking apart that leg. Going back, it looks like an Indian deathlock here.
Yep, opting for that modified Indian deathlock. Look at that. Full control, just torquing the knees, pushing the knees down to the mat, just trying to drive the knees into the mat. And now he's using his leg. Look at that.
Ooh, Elo O'Neill has those long legs, pushing down all that pressure, and a little bit of a Indian deathlock butterfly lock.
Yeah, absolutely. Atheron Armada trying to use some of those quick strikes to the gut. A couple open hand palm strikes, a couple punches, but it's to no avail. Look at him. See, he's trying to use it.
Going for those open hand palm strikes. There are no closed fists allowed in this match. Use a closed fist and no rope. DDT.
He just spiked him right on the top of his head.
Spikes Atheron Armada.
Atheron Armada's attire, obviously, paying homage to the great Bruce Lee from the movie Game of Death. And right now, this might be a game of death for Atheron Armada, but he kicks out. And I'd love to see it. Just look at the passion. Look at the hunger.
Strong kick. Atheron Armada has so much heart. You know, he is really looking to prove himself in this match.
He's proving himself to me right now. If nothing else, he's showing that he's got guts.
He needs to go back to those forearms, those open hand palm strikes, and stay active, just like that. You know, both competitors going back and forth.
He's fighting from the ground up, though. He's got to try and establish a base here. Use some of those strikes. Use some of that speed if he can.
Trying to use that base, trying to use that speed. That leg is really holding him back, but he shifts to the arm.
Beautiful. Roll through into the border city stretch. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see his hands clasped around the floor, and he's wrenching back on him.
Rope break. He has no rope breaks remaining, though.
Right, Elo O'Neill, he has no more rope breaks, so what's he going to do? He's got the border city stretch in, and I think Elo O'Neill, he might have to tap out. I might have tapped out.
Oh no. You don't want to see a match in like this. Close fist to the face. You don't want to see a fantastic match in like this.
I'm wondering, CB, what would have happened in that moment if Elo O'Neill hadn't used the closed fist to the face? Would he have tapped out to the border city stretch?
It was looking like he was about to tap out. He had no rope breaks left. That closed fist will result in the disqualification. Your winner, Atheron Armada.
Big win for Atheron Armada, but it's a shame it had to come in that kind of manner. But look at that. Elo O'Neill opting to just go right after him. Elo O'Neill's trying to prove some kind of point, but look at Atheron. Weaves through. What's he going to do? He calls that the downfall, and that was the downfall of Elo O'Neill's career right there.
Fantastic match. You hate to see it in that way, but Atheron Armada gets the victory via disqualification.
I don't know about you campers, I don't know about UCB, but I would like to see these two young, hungry competitors run it back again, and then hopefully this time we'll get the clear decision of who the better man really is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Guys, I discussed a little bit earlier about the opening round sessions and who qualified to go into the quarterfinals, but now we're really going to break this down. We've got bracketology for you right here. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the Frogsport panel. I am Sam Laterna, and I'm joined tonight by my cohorts, Phil Stamper.
Nice to meet everyone. Nice to see you. It's so happy to be here. So glad to be here. It's Frogsport, everybody. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. And the maestro himself, how are you doing today?
I am doing excellent, especially now that Frogsport has finally come to Camp Leapfrog. I've been waiting for this for so long.
Absolutely. We have been, like I said, just to piggyback off you, we have been waiting for a competition like this, a shoot competition with athletes that come from all different backgrounds in the mixed martial arts world. But the rules are going to be a little bit different, right, guys? So, unlike a regular wrestling match, the rules do differ a bit for Frogsport, so let's get straight into it. You cannot pin your opponent. There's no rope breaks. You can win, though, however, by KO, by submission, or if a ref chooses to stop the match, which I guess means that there's a lot of carnage potentially to be left in that ring.
A bit. It could be very violent.
Yes, and as always at Camp Leapfrog, we are an honorable wrestling camp, so there is a certain code of conduct here that Matt Makowski has enforced in the opening ceremony. So no fouls, guys. Play nice. No low blows. And of course, no eye gouging. So we'll see if everyone can stick to the straight and narrow tonight, huh?
We'll see. It could be a tough road for some of our competitors.
Absolutely, but we do have some, I guess, advancements in the thick of things with Matt Makowski and Travis Huckabee. We noticed earlier in the quarterfinals that neither was in the other's corner. And they've grown to be known as a tag team here at Leapfrog. So, Phil, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, both of them are tremendous competitors. Both of them could very easily walk away the winner of this tournament. So I try to think of it as they're both trying to stay very, very focused. And of course, Matt has taken on so much of the responsibility of what's happening today in the competition with Matt Makowski's Frogsport.
Absolutely. And Maestro, what about you?
Well, see, you know, the thing is, I saw a little bit of Matt Makowski going over there and giving Abby some advice. To me, that's not like Matt Makowski. You know, Matt Makowski's always been straightforward, you know, straight shooter, especially with Travis Huckabee. So, I mean, is he showing some kind of soft side? And is that going to hinder his ability in the tournament? Because his grit is what gets him through a lot of stuff.
Absolutely, but you know, there is that motivation not only for fighting for his family, for his children, us seeing this new, more vulnerable side of Makowski, but also taking the lead and helping a young competitor like Abby out.
And I don't know if I would ever call Matt Makowski soft.
Oh, Matt Makowski is certainly not soft, and for that reason, he moves on to the quarterfinals against Violence, who is going to bring the violence, might I add. But you know what? We're going to get into some other competitors who showed tremendous heart in the quarterfinals. Let's talk about Janai Kai. That finish, guys.
Wow.
Against Big Calyx. If for those of you unaware, you know, there was a little bit of a low blow there, but all in good fun. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do against a big guy like Calyx, right? What are your thoughts, Maestro?
Yeah, well, I mean, she had to do what she had to do. I mean, Calyx has that big size advantage, so, you know, it was up to her to try to find some way to do it and just hit that split. Went right for the little Calyxes, and, you know, here we are.
Absolutely. She was moving very defensively the whole time. That Taekwondo background coming into play, I noticed.
Hi, I'm Saber Dorado, and I come from Guayaquil, Ecuador. My fighting styles, American lucha, judo, boxing, and valetudo. For the honor and memory of my people, the Saber clan, I will win Frogsport.
And as for you, Phil, what were your thoughts on Saber giving that heartfelt speech after being, you know, just overlooked for so many years in the professional wrestling game?
It was so powerful of a statement. It really showed that how much he wants to be here, how much more he wants to show everybody, and the kind of competitor that he is. And so I'm really interested in seeing how he fares now that we're in these quarterfinal matches.
Absolutely, and who knows who he can go against. There's so many people in the running. So as the competition gets stiffer, he's going to have to show more and more heart in order to be victorious. In the quarterfinals, namely, because Saber is going to be going up against Darius Carter, the Allfather, a very serious competitor in Darius Carter. Will also have Travis Huckabee going against Janai Kai. Then, like I added earlier, Matt Makowski will verse Violence. Jordan Blade is also going to be in action after making the qualifiers against Yoya. Like I said, all of these competitors, very strong shoot MMA backgrounds, but we'll get more into that later because there's going to be another panel before the finals. But to close, we need predictions here. Who do you guys think is going to be the shining star of the quarterfinals to go ahead? For example, Darius versus Saber.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's no question. Just the whole tournament in general. My pick is Darius Carter.
Okay.
I mean, he's the guy that's come in here. He's trying to change the way things are at Camp Leapfrog, which might not necessarily be the worst thing, because there are some things around here I myself would like to change. But he is one of those guys that would do pretty much whatever and whatever he can in order to win this tournament and bring some change at Camp Leapfrog. And you cannot stop Darius Carter.
You can't stop Darius Carter, and as we've seen both at Leapfrog and around the indie camp circuit, wherever Darius Carter goes, he seems to make a lot of enemies with his attitude.
Yes.
But what are your thoughts on the Darius Saber match?
You know, like I said before, Saber showed us a lot in that first match, and so I feel he's going to bring it in a way that we're not going to fully expect, because this is going to be a different side of Saber. But now that we all know and just saw and were reminded of the danger that Darius Carter can be as a competitor, Saber's not naive. He knows now what to look out for and what to watch out for.
Absolutely. And as for Violence and Makowski, how do we feel about Makowski going up against someone who is quite literally unhinged in violence?
Well, I think, in my opinion, this is going to be where we see if that Matt Makowski of new right now, this whole leader of the Frogsport, Matt Makowski, can still show that grit, determination, because Violence has no filter. He's another one that's just going to be out there to attack, to kill, to win. So if Matt Makowski is showing a little bit of a softer side here, he might be in trouble against Violence.
Well, the ball is certainly in Matt Makowski's court, because we're assuming that he will be going to the ring alone again. But you never know at Camp Leapfrog, especially at Frogsport, guys. So we're going to wrap it up, because you know what? We got to get back to the matches. Quick picks. Yoya versus Jordan. Who's your pick?
I'm going for Jordan.
Yeah?
Jordan's close to my heart. I'm going for Jordan.
I go for Jordan too. What about you for Janai Kai versus Travis Huckabee?
You know, I got to go the Golden Grappler. You know, I think he's still got it in him. Golden Grappler all the way. He's trying to fight a bear.
I have to disagree with you, because I did Taekwondo for many years, and I know just how much awareness that kind of skill gives you in the ring, and I've seen that in Janai, so I have full faith in her to execute, and I hope that she goes to the finals. But before we get back to the action, let's take a look back on the Independent Wrestling Facebook exclusive Frogsport opening round battles. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the bracketology going into the quarterfinals. We will see Yoya versus Jordan Blade, Violence versus Matt Makowski, Darius Carter versus Saber Dorado, and Janai Kai versus Travis Huckabee. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that panel. You heard an awful lot of our opinions and predictions, but I want to hear your predictions on Frogsport. So do me a favor, go on Twitter, #Frogsport, and tag Camp Leapfrog to tell us all of your predictions for the evening. Who do you think is going to pick up the win in the finals of Frogsport? Next up, we have the final tadpole match of the evening that will feature a newly unmasked himbo, Mag Zero, that's what he's been calling himself, and the ever-controversial, always crazy CC Boost. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Killian and Big Dust, who will be on commentary for this tadpole match.
Yo, it's your boy, CC Boost. I guess I'm here because I used to watch a lot of bum fights on the internet, and I guess I'm trying to beat someone's bitch ass bad enough to get on World Star. Let's fucking go.
Oh, hey. You might not recognize me with the new face and all, but it's true. It's a handsome boy, Max Zero, master of himbo style and amateur wrestler extraordinaire. And I haven't been training as hard as I have to be here to lose to someone like CC Boost. And that's what I'm doing in this tournament. I'm gonna kick his ass. Get fucked, CC Boost.
Boost!
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Killian McMurphy and Big Dust, two members of everyone's favorite Leapfrog stable, the Goons. Here to do commentating.
I'm excited.
Maximilian Zero and CC Poops himself. Look at him. He looks like hell.
He does look like absolute hell.
He looks like absolute hell. And Max Zero coming in with the suspenders. Looking at it. Is he taking them off?
I don't
Is he
know.
taking
He's
them off?
adjusting them.
I think he just secured them even tighter. So you gotta be scared of a man with
I'm
suspenders.
a little worried.
Big
We
Dust.
want to thank the sponsors real quick of this contest. The Tornado Tag Podcast. You can find them on Twitter at Tornado Tag Pod. And we're going to get started here. The winner of this contest is going to get an alternate spot in Mount Makowski's Frogsport tournament.
Big strikes
Yeah,
thrown
we're
by
getting
each
some big
competitor.
strikes.
Almost takes him down with a kick to the ACL. Those little legs of
Those
Boost
little
can't
tiny
hold up
legs.
to the monster that
Look
is
at the
Max
handsome man
Maximilian.
in the front row with the glasses. Got to think he's observing this.
Oh my God, very, very handsome man in sunglasses. Phil Stamper, you mean?
Yeah, of
A
course.
front chancery by
But a
Max
front
Zero.
Ooh, drags him down. Goodness
A
gracious.
couple sprawls by CC Boost. You have to be impressed. You don't usually see
gotta
that.
be impressed
Shades
with
of
that,
Killian
Killian.
McMurphy
You gotta be
with the
impressed with
gator
that,
roll.
Killian.
Are you coffee coking joking me? CC Boost fights his way up. Look at you,
Boost got
Big
no
Dust, taking it all in.
I think he's got less of a chance right now.
Yeah, look at him. He's going for that leg. He's going for that
That
leg.
is smart,
He
though.
should honestly take off the kick pads, and his kicks would hurt worse. That's smart strategy. Oh, these open palm strikes, though, are doing damage to the monster that is Max Zero, who finally gets a couple hands up.
Oh, my God!
Oh, and the suspenders! They're down, Dustin! They're down! This could be a changing moment in the evolution that is this
Tide
match.
has turned!
Oh, my
Max
God.
Zero is pissed!
Dude, he's absolutely pissed.
What is he
heavy-handed.
doing?
Oh
What?
my God.
Cracks the neck!
Cracks the neck.
Are
He's
you
about to
kidding
crack
me?
CC
Are you
Boost
joking?
right to the floor with a Batista bomb. Good grief! Oh, and he goes for those strikes to the head, and Chris Levin says no mas in the fight. Your winner, the man with the suspenders, Max Zero. God, he might not be as handsome as he thinks he is, but I'll be damned if he didn't knock CC Poops the hell out.
How do you ever see someone get knocked out with a power bomb?
Never. Hell of a shoot fight. Ends in a power bomb.
Guys, it is now time for the highly anticipated interview with Matt Makowski, who, might I say, does not do interviews very often. He is a very, very serious wrestler and mixed martial arts fighter. So I'm very privileged to have him join me now. He should be joining up in just about 5 seconds.
Now, guys, it is time for the final event of the night, and it's one of the premier things of the evening. I will say that we are going to talk with the namesake of Frogsport right now, Matt Makowski. He is actually joining me at this very moment. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Sam.
I'm really excited to have you on. I'm hoping that you can answer some questions that I have, some questions that fellow campers have, particularly about the way you were summoned to Frogsport via this mysterious attack, as we saw on the Camp Leapfrog Twitter page. Ryan Nova and Cheeseburger both attacked you after training at the Worldwide Dojo. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm there for a routine practice, and I was heading out, and they were gone. I didn't know where they were, and I was like, whatever, maybe they stepped out for something. And I walk out into the hallway, and CB's just standing there staring at me in full gear. And then Nova comes up behind me, and I have no idea what's going on. They just start attacking me. So just instincts kicked in. I'm trying to defend myself. It was a wild event.
It definitely looked like something out of an action film. You definitely held your own against two people who were kind of like possessed henchmen in a way. I wonder who sent these people, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later on. We gotta make the fans keep watching this interview. So let's move on to the next topic, which is going to be opening sessions, which aired on IWTV's Facebook page, Independent Wrestling. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. It's the opening round matches of Frogsport. Is there anyone that particularly impressed you during the opening sessions?
Opening session, man. I mean, besides myself, 15 of some of the best independent wrestlers got invited to this thing, and standouts. I was really impressed with Molly McCoy's intensity, and even in a losing effort to Jordan. You know, Janai, Kai, and Yoya are kind of when it comes to this style, I think they're kind of on the up and up. So I definitely have my eyes on them. Yeah, I mean, Abby putting it, giving her all against Darius. The first round was definitely something to behold.
And for you, particularly, I think that you had particularly stiff competition in the opening round sessions against a fellow MMA aficionado in Blackstrom. Can you tell us a little bit about, the rigor of that match in ring?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was not going to be a cakewalk stepping in there with Blackstrom. Was familiar with his work. Was definitely up for the challenge, but he definitely brought it to me. Maybe stunned me a little bit there for a moment, but again, just kind of falling back on my basically 17 years of mixed martial arts training to kind of overcome that and eventually get the win.
Yeah, it was a very impressive showing. And I guess being that you do have all of this MMA experience and you versed Blackstrom, a fellow MMA competitor as well, does this competition, Frogsport, and the mystery behind it for you particularly, does it feel kind of like a different experience bringing your MMA into a pro wrestling ring for a competition geared at, knockouts, submission wins, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, this fits absolutely right into my wheelhouse. I think maybe there's a reason that these possessed henchmen we mentioned earlier maybe chose me. I've only won matches by knockout or submission. I don't think I've ever pinned anybody. So this is 100% right up my alley, and I'm down for the challenge.
Do you have any ideas of who this mystery summoner of all 15 opponents could be? Because I've racked my brain and I can't think of anyone who has it out for you that badly. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. I saw that scroll, sitting on my bag after they somehow disappeared, and I'm reading over this thing, and my mind's just been swirling ever since. I don't know. Maybe it could be anybody. I don't know. Maybe like Glacier, or I don't know. Maybe the guy that played Shang Tsung, Bolo Young. I mean, who knows? It could be anybody.
I think I'm going to put my money on Bolo Young.
Yeah.
Probably. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe this person will reveal themselves. Maybe they'll just keep messing with you. We'll have to wait and see, because Frogsport premieres exclusively on IWTV in just a few short minutes, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on IWTV. If you do not have a subscription, y'all have to get on that 5-day free trial with the code Leapfrog. Go on IWTV.live to get your subscription before the show starts. Now we're going to close this out with a little bit of, maybe a little bit of trash talk, who knows, but I want to know what your thoughts are on your quarterfinals opponent in Violence. This is a person who's very unpredictable in the ring, has a well-rounded arsenal. How are you going to go against this crazy lunatic?
Yeah, I go straight from Blackstrom to Violence now, with a great first round win over Bones, and I know I have my hands full. I've seen what he's done with Killian and Warhorse at Camp Leapfrog. So I think it's going to be tough to take this guy out. He's tenacious, aggressive. I'm going to have to always keep my guard up and be ready for anything here.
Definitely. I had a chance to speak with Violence, and it's very clear that he wants to set himself apart from just being a pro wrestler. He wants to prove that he can also go in the ring from the standpoint of, having a shoot MMA background. So I'm very excited to see that match. I wish you luck, and everyone, get off of Facebook, go to IWTV.live, and watch Camp Leapfrog, Frogsport. Step onto that lily pad, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you, Sam.
We've heard from the man himself. He's discussed his attacks, what his strategy is moving forward, and how he plans to win the Frogsport tournament. Matt Makowski, I wish you the best. I wish all of the competitors the best, and I'm going to remind all of the fans watching on the IWTV Facebook page that we are about to start Frogsport at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on IWTV Live. Once again, I'd like to thank our overall show sponsor, the Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast at 215 Wrestling, and all of our other sponsors. Thank you so much for watching, and may the best competitor win. Have a good night.